What's up, guys? So I have no idea what I'm doing, and to be honest, I'm making an effort to learn, but there are a lot of things that I don't grasp. A lot of concepts as far as audio quality, video quality, things like that. But we're here. I'm here so that you can possibly help me. Uh, TLDR, life, whatever. So I'm seeing a lot of these videos on YouTube of how to set up streamlabs and everything like that. But I'm noticing even small metrics that you tweak within the settings have a drastic outcome. And it's not for dummies, and I'm the dummy. So I'm streaming. Let's figure it out.
This is going to be a quick tutorial to get you started streaming on Twitch or YouTube or wherever using Streamlabs desktop platform. Before we get started, make sure you click the link in the description of this video to download Streamlabs desktop, and then you can follow along. Once you install Streamlabs desktop using the link in the description, you want to open it up. The very first thing we're going to do here is come down to the bottom left and open up the settings, and then on the bottom left of the settings tab, we're going to click login. Here you will see a few different platforms. In this example, we're going to be using Twitch, which is probably one of the more common platforms you're going to be streaming to. So you just want to click the Twitch icon or whichever icon you want to stream to, and then log into that platform. Once you log in, you may see a feed show up, as I have, showing your recent followers and things like that. But otherwise, we're going to be starting with a very blank canvas. First thing I'll mention is sources. This is how you add sources to your stream, such as your game or your webcam. So you just want to click the plus here, and then you will have a lot of options here. First of which you're probably going to want to add is your game capture if you're streaming games. You also have the option to use display capture, and display capture will capture your entire monitor that you select as opposed to only the game window. But there's a lot of options here. You can play around with these and find what you need. Also, if you are using a webcam, it will be listed under the video capture device source. So make sure if you have a webcam you want to set up, that's the source you're going to want to use. Once you do link your platform account, if you do go back into the sources and scroll down to widgets, here's where you can add all of your cool things like your alerts, your donation goals, follower goals, all of that type of thing. Once you add your game and webcam sources and whatever other sources you want to add, we're going to go ahead and make sure our microphone is set up. So here on the right hand side, you're going to see this audio mixer tab. Now desktop audio is by default going to be on. So basically anything, any sound.
Now, not to disparage this individual making this video. Uh, I guess I have to pause it. I don't know what copyrights this gentleman has. This is not a monetized stream, so forgive me, uploader, content creator, if this is against your permission. Um, I'm just, I'm not looking to disparage you. I would like to use your video simply because it is one of the first that pops up. So let's get out of theatrical mode. Let me go back into, like I say, I'm learning. That doesn't seem correct. What happened here? See, now I'm running into a roadblock where, yeah, right there. What's
Sounds coming
happening?
through.
See, I'm not seeing. See, automatically it's gone blank, and so transition. Yeah, see, it's gone blank. I think YouTube has killed this. Let's go back into theater mode. Yeah. See, so like I say, this is me learning, and if I've already gotten a hit, immediately, not even knowing what I'm doing, I've already gotten a hit. 0 viewers, which I mean is fine. It's fine. So let's back out of this. Go back to oh no, I've done something wrong. Is what I've done. Right. Yeah, I've done something wrong.
This is going to be a quick tutorial to get you started streaming on Twitch or YouTube or
See what I mean? Well, hold on. And so I think I'll leave this for posterity, that learning occurrence. Let's see, I'm gonna add this source. This one. So as you can see, I'm making edits here with my stream. So we'll close that. We'll minimize that as best I can. So when I took this section, and look, this is, there we go. So when I took this section and I began to minimize it, when I minimized it, when I did this, but to, yeah, okay. I can see now not everything. Let's go ahead and expand this again. I thought YouTube took the stream down, but I was incorrect. We'll just put that there. Okay.
Wherever using Streamlabs desktop platform. Before we get started, make sure you click the link in the description of this video to download Streamlabs desktop, and then you can follow along. Once you install Streamlabs desktop using the link in the description, you want to open it up. The very first thing we're going to do here is come down to the bottom left and open up the settings, and then on the bottom left of the settings tab, we're going to click login. Here you will see a few different platforms. In this example, we're going to be using Twitch, which is probably one of the more common platforms you're going to be streaming to. So you just want to click the Twitch icon or whichever icon you want to stream to, and then log into that platform. Once you log in, you may see a feed show up, as I have, showing your recent followers and things like that. But otherwise, we're going to be starting with a very blank canvas. First thing I'll mention is sources. This is how you add sources to your stream, such as your game or your webcam. So you just want to click the plus here, and then you will have a lot of options here. First of which you're probably going to want to add is your game capture if you're streaming games. You also have the option to use display capture, and display capture will capture your entire monitor that you select as opposed to only the game window. But there's a lot of options here. You can play around with these and find what you need. Also, if you are using
Okay. So I'm having trouble when running into settings. I'm not seeing the minutia of a lot of things. So like even simplified settings are kind of difficult for me to understand. Like even right now, I may or may not be showing everything in my audio. So I need to check that, make sure.
a webcam, it will
Okay, it shows the audio is coming up. I'm going to have to come back into this recording to find out specifically if I am, in fact, uploading the way that I want to, because I've noticed that my microphone quality is not the greatest. My S's and things like that, my syntax, it's muffled. So let's continue.
be listed under the video capture device source. So make sure if you have a webcam you want to set up, that's the source you're going to want to use. Once you do link your platform account, if you do go back into the sources and scroll down to widgets, here's where you can add all of your cool things like your alerts, your donation goals, follower goals, all of that type of thing. Once you add your game and webcam sources and whatever other sources you want to add, we're going to go ahead and make sure our microphone is set up. So here on the right hand side, you're going to see this audio mixer tab. Now desktop audio is by default going to be on, so basically any sound that's coming through your computer, your speakers, or your headset is going to come through desktop audio. So this will include your game, any friends you're talking to on Discord, any videos you're watching or music you're playing in the background. It will all come through this one track. So to set up the mic, we're just going to click this little settings wheel down by the mic, and then we're going to click properties, and then it'll bring up this menu. So here under device, I don't know what that weird number is, but we're going to find whatever your microphone is. So this might be your headset microphone or your USB mic. In my case, I have a Scarlett Solo, so I'm going to select this one, and that is my microphone. You can also test the audio here and do some other things, but those are a little more complicated, and really selecting the device is all you should really have to do here. Then you can just exit out. As you can see on the bottom right now, my microphone is picking up just fine. I do have videos on some microphone filters. If you do want to increase your microphone quality on stream, I'll link that in the description as well if you want to check that video out. Before we get
that microphone quality video is probably what I want to see. Because as you can hear, my mic quality is not the greatest. And he's doing a speed test. Let's go back.
microphone quality on stream, I'll link that in
Okay, hold on. I want to go into microphone
the
quality.
description.
How
On
did
some
you even
microphone,
get
as
there?
you can see on the bottom right now, my microphone is picking up just fine. I do have videos on some microphone filters.
Add new filter. Okay, let's go to, that's not going to do it. Hold on. This one. Okay. So, what is it? Properties or filters? Overlay scenes, collectibles, recordings. I'm not seeing filters, editor, right? Studio mode. I'm in studio mode. Oh, should be for filters. There we go. Edit filters, right? Add filter, gain, noise suppression, noise gate, compressor, invert, polarity, limiter, expander. All right. Well, now I've learned something, and you all are probably bombarded with this screen. We'll go noise suppression. All right. I don't know how that sounds. Probably noise gate. We'll see. Uh, compressor. How's that sound? Probably not it. E2X plugin. Invert polarity. Don't know if that's correct. I can't hear it. Limiter and expander. I don't know. We'll hit add on expander. I don't know. Ratio 2.0. How's this sound? Threshold, whatever this is. Attack. Attack. What is peak detection? Output gain. Let's do a little bit of output gain. It's a little worse. How about that? Threshold. How about that? Mic check. Ratio. 4. How's a 4? A little bit high. To a 3.6. A little bit high. 2.7. Yeah. That's still high. Output gain, we can turn that down right about there, I guess. How about that? All right. Well, that seems to be well rounded. I can't wait to go back and look at this and see what I've done, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. Put this away for now, and we'll continue to listen.
If you do want to increase your microphone quality on stream, I'll link that in the description as well if you want to check that video out. Before we get into the more advanced settings when it comes to streaming, you just want to run a speed test here and see what your upload speed is. The download is not as important, but you want to make sure your upload is ideally at least a 10 or higher. Ideally higher, you want more like a 20 to 30 to be really safe and have a lot of room. to stream at a good quality with the settings I'm about to show you. So make sure you run a speed test and make sure you know what your upload speed is before you go into this. I'm going to put a chart up on the screen right now that is Twitch's recommended bitrate for streaming and at what resolution, because I'm going to assume you want to stream at least 1080 or 720, and to do that you're going to need at least 10 upload. As you can see, I just upgraded my internet today actually, so my upload is 19, so I have plenty of internet upload speed to stream at 1080p 60 fps, which is what I'm going to be setting up now. But to begin the setup, we're just going to come back down to the settings, open that up, and then we're going to start with video and audio. So we already kind of set.
Wait, hold on. Now I've already done the video and audio poorly, as you can probably see and hear. So main thing, we had filters, right? So there's a filter going on. Edit filters, right? I've got expander going. Eight ratio. I'm gonna hope this is the correct thing to do. I'm just gonna listen. And so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna listen, and hopefully this stream doesn't get taken down. This is for posterity. This is simply for me to learn, a newbie in the market, I guess. And hopefully this guy that has uploaded this video, let's go ahead and give Silicon Mountain Media a like. And I'm I'm not going to comment right away. I don't know what the etiquette here is. So we're we're just going to give him a like. I'm going to keep this video going because I really need to learn this. And we'll put this out of the way real quick. So we're gonna keep that going.
Set up some audio here, but you can also come into this menu and add your microphone here, as well as more desktop audio tracks, or change your desktop audio track to turn it on if it's not on for some reason. But that's really it for audio. You can kind of leave this the same. Video, this is pretty important. Your base canvas resolution is simply your monitor size. I'd say for most people this is going to be 1920 by 1080 for a regular 1080p monitor. If you do have like a 1440p monitor or a 4K monitor, that will reflect here. So regardless of what you have here, you want to make sure whatever resolution you're going to be streaming at is what your output or scaled resolution is. So in this case, we're going to be using 1920 by 1080, but this is where you would change it to 1280 by 720 if you wanted to stream at 720p or any of these other resolutions. And you can also customize it if you want to stream at 936p or something like that. Downscale filter is not too important in my opinion. It defaults to lengths, it looks like, but bilinear is also fine. You can kind of leave this on whatever. Doesn't make a big difference in my opinion. When it comes to FPS, we do want to be using 60 FPS, especially if we are streaming games. It's going to look so much better, and it's kind of.
Well, hold on. Now he's streaming at 60 FPS. I have not done that. I think mine is at 30. That's not what I want. Hold on, let me do this. Let me come back to my big screen. My audio, let's go to settings. Audio. No, it was video if I'm not. Base canvas, right? 30, yeah, 30 FPS. Unless I enable dual output. So I'm not going to enable dual output. This is not for a short. This is a live, and this is just me kind of run off. So when he mentions that, at least I can say that I'm aware. I'm just like I say, I'm just learning this. If you're not interested, that's fine. It's simply for posterity. It'd be nice to have some viewers, but ah, you know, it is what it is.
the standard nowadays. So if you're streaming IRL content or just your webcam, 30 FPS is okay still, but for gaming especially, make sure you're on 60. Once you have your video tab set up, we're going to go ahead and click the output tab up here on the top left and make sure you are under the advanced output mode on the top, and then we're going to be taking a look at the streaming tab. So here you're going to ideally be using the NVENC new encoder. I do not recommend for most people using the X264 software encoder. The basic difference is the X264 encoder is your CPU, whereas the NVENC encoder or the hardware encoder is your graphics card or your GPU. So if you do use software encoding, it uses a lot of CPU and it will impact your overall computer and game performance when you're trying to stream.
I certainly feel lost. Go back into the settings. He is in streaming. What was that? Stream. That's not correct. General. He's in output. Streaming. Yep. Encoder. I'm not able to change it. Okay, Twitch VOD. See, I don't have that. I got bitrate, etc. Audio track, things like that. So, okay, all right. So I'm not too far behind. At least I know what's going on.
And probably won't give you the best results. NVENC New is a dedicated chip on your GPU that will not impact your gaming performance, and it's made just for streaming. So ideally you want to use NVENC New if you do have a newer NVIDIA card. I believe AMD also has a similar hardware encoding setting, so I'm not sure what it's called, but that's what you want to select. Make sure you use hardware encoding, not software encoding. For this enforced streaming service encoder settings, you can leave this checked on or off. I don't find it to make that big of a difference at the end of the day. But we're going to go ahead and talk about rate control. So rate control, when you are live streaming, you need this on CBR. This is constant.
Let me check that. What was it? Output, streaming, CBR, track, CBR. Well, mine is on CBR. I cannot change it. Um, keyframe, can't change that very fast. Can't do that in, I guess, in streaming mode. So that's all right. That's fine. We're gonna let this play. This is like I say, this is for posterity. I'm going to go back and look at the stream, figure out what I'm doing wrong and what I can correct.
Bitrate is what that stands for. So then you're going to want to set your bitrate, which this is where knowing your upload speed is going to come in handy, because if you have a 10 or higher upload speed, you're going to easily be able to set this at 6000 bitrate, which is the recommended by Twitch for streaming at 1080p 60 fps. It'll also work really great on other platforms like YouTube and Facebook and whatever other platform you're streaming on. So set this to 6000 if possible. If you are having internet issues or your internet speed isn't quite 10, maybe it's 6 to 8, you might want to lower this down to 4000 or 3500, and you might want to consider lowering your resolution down to 720p or even 720p 30 fps, whatever your internet can handle. Keyframe interval can be left on 0. This will automatically select it for you, so you never have to worry about it no matter what platform you're on. Preset, you want to leave this on max quality if you do have a newer, nicer graphics card. If you are having performance issues with your stream, you can try slowly lowering it down one by one, but keep in mind your quality will suffer a little bit. Profile you can leave on high. Look ahead you want to leave off. Psycho visual tuning you can leave on. GPU leave this at 0. And max B frames you can leave this on 2. That's going to do it for your streaming settings. It's really not too complicated as long as you know your upload speed and what resolution you're trying to stream at. Now we're going to go over here and click the advanced tab, and I'm just going to show you a couple other settings that can really help out your stream if you are having some technical difficulties. On the advanced tab, you just want to scroll down until you get to the network section near the bottom. This is going to give you 3 different settings that can really help your stream, especially if you're having minor internet problems. It can really help smooth those out. The first one is going to be dynamically change bitrate when dropping frames while streaming. This means your stream will no longer drop or skip frames. It will simply lower your bitrate whenever your internet is having kind of hiccups. It'll just lower your bitrate and lower your quality instead of skipping the frames and freezing on stream. So if you are having skipping frame problems or dropping frame problems on your stream, this setting can really help. When it comes to these other two settings, new networking code and low latency mode, you can play around with these. They're not necessary, but low latency mode can help you have faster interaction.
And I've been talking the whole time with my microphone muted. So I don't mean to disparage this man or or crash his content or use it outside of his permission. My main concern has been simply that I learned something and get it right. So this gentleman, I can go to, and let me find this position. Nope, that's not going to work. I'll have to do this and hide myself. Screen capture set up, right? So this gentleman, to kind of blast his content, I've got zero zero viewers. That's hilarious. Amazing. So let's minimize this as best I can. This as well. Let's see, there should be ability to auto center the screen. Let's do that. Can't do it. See what I mean? Man. So this man, um, like I say, go shout. I guess shout him out. I don't know. Hopefully he won't be too upset about me not being able to generate any viewers and using his video as a test. If that is okay, I would hope this man wouldn't sue me, to be honest. Like I say, I'm still just learning. This is the whole point of it. So let's go back while I look silly and foolish. Seems
What's
so.
going on, guys, and welcome back. Today we're gonna
Oof, excuse me. Still don't know how to turn my mic audio up. without
To be
blowing
talking
it out.
about how to set up scenes and sources in OBS. Now, before we get started, let's define what we mean by scenes and sources. Essentially, a scene is a collection of sources that you want to display on your video or stream. Examples of some sources include things like your webcam, your monitor's display, audio, or a game that you're playing. Now, a source is an individual element that you can add to a scene. You can think of it like a layer in a graphic design program. Now, generally, a scene is made up of a bunch of sources and you can arrange them however you like. But now that you've got a basic understanding of what scenes and sources are, let's dive into OBS and I'll show you exactly how to add scenes and add sources to your scenes. All right, guys, so the first step is opening up OBS. Now, I'm gonna show you guys how to create a scene. So the first thing you guys are gonna wanna do is come down here.
I'm not sure that I want to. That's a whole bunch of portals, man, just like me. So, oh wow, this is even worse. Look at this. Let's see. Hmm, let's see. That's a whole bunch of portals. That's amazing. Look at that. The minutia of it all. That's not good for streaming.
Under scenes, you won't have anything here if you're just setting this up for the first time. These are the scenes that I use. You're going to hit the plus sign and you're going to name your scene. I'm going to name it test scene. Now, you can't see anything right now, but that's because in this scene, there are no sources. So I'm going to just click the plus sign under sources and I'm going to add a display capture so you can see my screen. There we go. Next, I'm gonna add my camera that I'm using to the stream so you guys can see me. So I'm gonna come down to the plus sign and I'm gonna hit video capture device. My camera is already added, so it's right here. I hit add existing, Canon DSLR. If you're creating a new one, right here I'll show you what you could do. You could name it anything. Let's just say test camera. You're going to hit OK, and then what you're going to do here is select your camera. My Canon is plugged into a Camlink 4K, which is why I have that selected. If you're using a webcam, you'll see the name of that webcam here. You could select it and then select the correct settings for your device down here.
As you can see, I've already done that mostly. I'm still learning how to edit in live, so I don't have really any. See how that. Yeah, but you can see on my left, my right, how I've made that. Let's go to it. Transition. So that's what I'm looking at. I have nothing in the scene. Go back to beginning test. This is oop, oop, okay. So it doesn't actually show on the live until I hit transition. Go back to beginning. I got to hit transition. Got to come down here and click and then click. Okay. So that helps. I'm going to increase the size of this again and then hit transition to go back. And so I can assume that you're seeing that because I can even see my cursor within that. Okay, let's continue.
And hit OK. But for me, like I said, we already have my camera, so I'm going to add my existing Canon DSLR. Hey, there I am. We're going to shrink it down just like that. Put it right here in the corner. And I'm going to lock it so that I cannot accidentally move it. Now I can delete that test camera layer that I created, and we're back to square one. Perfect. So in this scene, these are the only two sources, my camera and my display, which is being captured behind my camera. If you want to move any elements of this scene, you just select the source, you'll get this red outline
All right. Well, that gives me a better understanding of how I can lock a screen. Okay. So I'm gonna expand myself. Video capture. I can lock this, right? Okay, and I can lock the screen capture, and I can lock the HP or my window, right? My screen capture is in fact this. Move it in the middle of my face, this screen. So I can leave it unlocked, right? And I can move it around. We're going to leave it, actually, we're going to expand it. And I need to unlock my face and reduce the size of it. If I can get my mouse to work right. Okay, there we go. All right, we're cooking now. Lock that screen, this one. I want to expand it and lock it, right? We'll cover my face, put his on, right? That seems about okay. Unlock that. m- Make that smaller. Yeah. Okay.
Line around the source, you can drag it around, you can resize it like that, and if you want to resize it and maintain the aspect ratio, you don't hold any buttons down besides clicking and dragging. If you want to kind of free transform it, you can hold.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I need to go back. He said something about clicking and dragging it. I've not learned that yet, so
That, and if you want to resize it and maintain the aspect ratio, you don't hold any buttons down besides clicking and dragging. If you want to kind of free transform.
but if I click and drag, it does these things. And that's not what I want to do.
Transform it, you can hold shift and you can shrink it or squish it, whatever you want to do. So once you have your source in the spot that you want to always lock it, because this way you can't accidentally move it. See, I can click around, I can do whatever I want, and I can't move it. If I have my camera unlocked and I'm moving around and I accidentally, I move my camera, now I got to move it back. Maybe I had it in the perfect spot. Who knows? But you want to always lock your sources once you add them to your layer and get them to the spot that you want. Now, let me break down for you guys what each of these sources are, because when you go to add a source down here, there's a lot of options. So let's talk a little bit about what each of these are. The top option here is a beta feature. It's the application audio capture. And what this does is it will allow you to capture audio from a specific program that's running. So let's say you don't want all the audio from your PC going to your stream, or
Oh, that's right. This is OBS. I'm on Streamlab. Very upset. I'm very upset. Huh. Forgive me. Very. I have no idea what I'm doing. And this upsets me. It really does. We'll continue listening.
your video, you just want to capture the audio from Discord or Spotify, you would select application audio capture, hit OK, and then you would select the window of the program that's running right there. So if I wanted to only capture audio from Spotify, make sure Spotify is open, it'll pop up here as a window, and you select that, and now Spotify will be captured as an audio device. Next on the list here, we have audio input capture. This captures audio from a specific input device, such as a microphone. To use this source, select the input device you want to capture audio from in the device drop-down menu. Audio output capture captures audio from a specific output device, such as speakers or headphones. Browser. This will display the contents of a website as a source. To use this source, just enter the URL of the website you want to display in the URL field and adjust any other settings as desired. So what we can do here is if we were adding some alerts, or we wanted to just have a website being shown here, or anything that is a URL, you would just enter it in right here and hit OK, and then it would pop up on your stream. Next on the list, we have color source. If you wanted to just add a swatch of color to your stream anywhere and use it as like a green screen or anything like that, but I doubt most of
Okay. Well, this is uh this is not what I was looking for. Yeah, see what I mean? Like I don't want to do lot. At least I know how to use them now. I guess maybe it's like the biggest concern. Let's expand my ugly mug. Track that. Let's go back in this. Right. Position. Yep. That looks a little better. So I'm yeah, Streamlabs. Okay, go home. Oh look, I am live. Wow, that's amazing. I'm live. I can see myself on YouTube. That's amazing. I'm sure no one is going to, and if you do watch, thank you. Oh goodness. Don't recommend channel. I can don't recommend myself. Wait a minute. Oh, this is funny. Hang on. Let me go right up here. Put this away. And look, I can I can don't recommend this channel to myself. I love I love that I'm not interested in what I'm speaking on. Like I have no clue. I can even save to watch later and add to queue. Oh, that's great. That's great. Share. I can share it. Oh, what a fantastic thing. Um, there's a whole bunch of stuff. All right. Let's listen to what this guy has to say.
So today
It's
I'm
only
going to show
five
you how to
minutes.
go ahead and set up.
Only 5 minutes and 30 seconds. We're gonna listen to that. I'll mute myself. I'll put myself away, and think maybe if I let's put this over here, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I think should be okay. I can set it up right. Yeah, it should be all right.
Your most important overlays inside of Streamlabs, like you're starting soon, your countdown, your be right back, your stream offline. and your gameplay scene inside of Streamlabs. So if you don't have Streamlabs Desktop installed, I'll put a link in the description of this video. When you first open it up, you're going to see scenes on the left and sources here on the right. So scenes are going to be just that, the scenes that you're going to be switching to when you're streaming, like you're starting soon, you'll be right back, etc. And then your sources are going to be the things included in those scenes, like your overlays. So let's go ahead and set up all of our scenes first. So by default, you'll have this one named scene. We'll right click, we'll click rename, and we'll go ahead and name this starting soon. We'll press done. And first we'll set up all our scenes, then we'll start filling it in the sources. So the next one we're going to go ahead and add here is going to be our countdown timer. Press done. Then we're going to add another one, and we're going to name this here be right back. Press done. We're going to add another one here as well. We're going to name this here stream offline. We'll press done here. And then we're going to go ahead and add here our gameplay as well.
Well, so okay, all right. I did not actually learn the scenes. There are scenes. Go to a full screen on this one. My God, it's so small. That's what she said. I did not have any real scene. Hmm, intro. You know, that's not correct. Let's not do that. Oh, that's not the best. Oh, here we go. So, my intro, you're not seeing it. That's why. Capture device. And this is where I fall into the trap. I fall into a trap where the entirety of the stream is this screen and I cannot get it back unless I make it to where you can't see it, right? So I can do a screen capture transition, but you cannot see my face, right? But it's unhidden. So let's hide it and unhide it. Transition is the same thing. That's where I'm getting into a rough patch with this, simply because HP screen, I can show it. But as soon as I show, boom, this, it takes over the whole screen. And I'm not sure how to exactly get rid of it or make my make my video capture device. How do I make it stay on top, right? How do I make it stay on top? Is that where the locking screen comes into play? Let's hide this. Okay, and we'll hide this as well. And we'll lock this. Is that what I'm supposed to do? We'll lock that. We'll make this, and there it is. Takes over the entire screen. See what I mean? It takes it over, all of it. And that's a problem. That's a problem. Even if I move it out of the way and move this one right, is still behind the screen, which is not what I want to do. See what I mean? So not sure what to do with that. I really don't know what to do with that. Settings, cancel. I'm not. It's a mess. This is a mess. We will. We will make this as small as we can. That's not. I'm struggling with this, ladies and gentlemen. So my apologies. Turn that off.
Well, and click done. So now that we have our most important scenes here, we now can go ahead and start filling them with our overlays. Now for this video, I'm going to go ahead and utilize overlays from streamdesigns.com. They have tons of animated overlays you can go ahead and choose from. For this example, I'm going to go ahead and utilize the Pixel World pack, and you can see that the Pixel World pack is going to give us everything that we need to make our stream look professional, from our countdown timer to our starting soon, to our be right back, to our stream offline, to our just chatting. So you can go ahead and I'll put a link in the description of this video for Stream Designs. And then I'm also going to go ahead and get a countdown timer. So the countdown timer is not included inside of the package. So I'm going to go ahead and get the matching countdown timer for Pixel World that we're going to utilize here today. So once you go ahead and have your overlay selected, we'll come back here to Streamlabs. We'll come to Sources, hit this little plus icon, and now we're going to have two options here. If you're utilizing animated overlays, you're going to want to use media file. If you're using static overlays, you're going to want to select image. Because these overlays are animated, I'm going to select media file. I'm going to click add source, and I'm going to name this start. I'm going to press add source. And now this is going to go ahead and ask you to locate the file that you went ahead and downloaded from Stream Design. So I'm going to click browse. That's going to go ahead and open up my desktop. And here, wherever you downloaded your Stream Designs file, is going to come in a zip file first. So if you're on Windows, you're going to want to right click and select extract. And that's going to give you a folder just like this. And if you're on Mac, you're going to want to double click the zip file, and it's going to give you a folder just like this. Once you have the folder, then you'll be able to open it up and then select overlay screens. And then you'll see here that we have now our starting soon. Press open. I am going to want this to be able to loop, and then I'm going to hit close. And now you can see here that we have our starting soon.
Well, so that's not really what we're looking for, but that's okay. I'm lost. I am absolutely lost. Okay, I think that right now I'm going to end this stream and see and review the quality of the content. It's probably going to be trash, so we'll find out. Well, thank you for joining.